Welcome everyone. This is the first of 100 presentations on the theme of 100 objects that explore and tell stories of the history of A.S.Neill's Summerhill School. The first object we're going to do is the diary. So this is my diary, and today it's empty because I haven't written it yet. But I'm very interested in diaries because the history of literature and before the story of the creation of the novel, there's a sense that the diary was a major aspect of people reflecting on the world through writing. And there were really two types of diaries. There was the personal diary, and then the diary that was meant to be shared, and the public diary. Now, it's claimed that with the rise of Protestantism and dissent, the fact that their sins could not be forgiven in terms of by a priest every Sunday in confession, that the Protestants had a motive to weigh up their sins as they lived, to count them up for and against, so that they would be aware of the evidence when their souls were weighed for or against in terms of entry to heaven, and that therefore diary writing might have increased because of Protestants recording their daily lives in order to be able to reflect and weigh up the good and bad things they've done. Now, in terms of Neill, we have him as a rebellious writer. He's rebelling against the orthodox and the institutional diary, that is the school diary, the school logbook as it was called then, and he writes his own in protest against the official logbook. This is how he begins it, and this is a reprint of his book. It was the first book he published, Dominie's Log. It's a novel, but it's semi-autobiographical, and according to Kroll, it's extremely autobiographical in terms of the events and even the students that he portrays. Now, he starts off by asking about why would he write this book, and he's writing it in order that he can write the things that he's not allowed to put in his official logbook as headmaster of Gretna Green Elementary School. And he wants to express his opinions. He wants to express why is he a teacher. He wants to express joy at what is going to happen in the school, or criticism of the way the parents take away their children in order to work on the farm, on their farms. So I think it's one of his most important books, and I'm going to do two of these series. One is about objects such as this, and it's well worth a read. It was published in 1915, just a year after he actually lived the life of the headmaster at Gretna Green School, and I'm going to be doing 100 lessons to be learned from this book, so look out for that as well. Okay. So that is object number one, published in 1915, about his life as a head teacher in 1914-15, just as he starts, just as the war is beginning, and it tells his story. He sits on the desk at the beginning of an empty classroom thinking, why am I a teacher? What am I doing here? And we're going to find out from his diary of that year how he transforms the school, and how he transforms it into a school of joy and love and learning, and how he experiments with the way he interacts with his children and teaches them. So I hope you're going to enjoy these 100 sessions on objects. Thank you very much indeed.